The vibe at Mindbang continues to, vibe, I guess. Wow, huh? Now, that definitely was a vibe killer. Never define your vibe. Just make them guess. Okay, more Severance theories that would make Ben Stiller cry. Is Milkshake secretly the Jesus of the Innies? The Severance theory that changes everything. Alright, let's talk about Milkshake. You know him, you fear his haircut, you might even respect his commitment to dance numbers. But here's the real question. Is Milchick actually trying to help the Innies? Like maybe he's the Jesus of the whole situation. The savior, if you will. And as Irv will tell you, no one F's with the Jesus. Yeah, I know, it sounds ridiculous. He's the guy running the break room, handing out overtime punishments, and looking way too satisfied when people cry. But go back through Severance with this idea in mind, and things start getting weird. Like, deliberate weird. Little moments that seem like screw-ups, maybe not screw-ups at all. Maybe Milchick has been nudging the Innies toward rebellion this whole time. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Episode 3. The tape from the break room. First off, we need to talk about Petey's tape. In Episode 3, Petey straight up tells Mark that people inside Lumon were helping him. Not just people sympathizing with the cause, actual employees working from the inside. Then there's the recording, the one of Petey getting wrecked in the break room, his voice trembling as he's forced to repeat scripted apologies like he's on a glitchy iPhone update. How did he get that tape? The simplest answer? Milchick gave it to him. Look, I know there are other theories. Maybe it got smuggled out, maybe a janitor had a side hustle in corporate espionage, but who else had access to something this incriminating? And more importantly, why would Milchick want Mark to hear it? Episode 4. Milchick forgets the book. Next up, the UUR. Milchick left it out. He left the book, a book that literally breaks the brains of the severed employees, sitting in the office like a Starbucks cup in a medieval fantasy show. And yeah, people make mistakes, but Milchick does not make mistakes. The guy is on it. He notices when Dylan has a waffle too many. He detects vibes. He is not someone who just misplaces a book that could make the Innies start questioning their entire existence. Yet he never looks for it. He never gets mad that it's missing. He just moves on, like he meant to leave it there. Because maybe he did. Maybe this was his way of sneaking the Innies a little taste of the outside world. A self-help book as a Trojan horse for free will. Episode 6. Waking up Dylan at home. This one is huge. Milchick goes to Dylan's house. Dylan's actual, real-life house. And instead of just standing outside and threatening him like a normal corporate villain, Milchick does something insane. He wakes Dylan up. As in, Dylan's outie. At home. With his kids standing right there. Now, officially this was punishment for Dylan stealing a card from O&D. But let's be real, does that really track? If Lumon wanted to keep the Innies in line, there are 100 other ways they could have done it. They could have demoted Dylan, locked him in the break room, or made him listen to Kier's motivational speeches on repeat. Instead, they do this. Waking Dylan up outside of Lumon isn't just a punishment. It's a revelation. Milchick had to know what this would do to him. Dylan was the most loyal Innie in the office until this moment. Now, he's radicalized. He goes from caring about finger traps and waffle parties to demanding that everyone wakes up. Why take the risk? Unless Milchick wanted Dylan to see the truth. Episode 8, the locked door incident. By episode 8, the office is full chaos. People are sneaking around, doors are being mysteriously unlocked, and Irving is out here crashing Bert's retirement party like a real one-man revolution. And Milchick? He notices. He sees Irv out of MDR, standing right in the middle of O&D. Now, if Milchick were truly the enforcer we think he is, you'd expect him to lose his mind here. But instead, he just shrugs it off. The door needs to be looked at. Excuse me? The door? That's what we're worried about here? Not the fact that employees who are literally programmed to stay put are now wandering into different departments? And then here's the kicker. Milchick never actually fixes the door or even checks the cameras. That's weird, right? It's almost like he already knew it was happening. Maybe because he let it happen. Season 2. The performance review. Fast forward to Season 2, and Milchick's world is getting more complicated. In Episode 5, he faces a humiliating performance review. The higher-ups are not pleased. They're breathing down his neck, criticizing his every move. But here's the thing. What if this is all part of his plan? Maybe Milchick is intentionally messing up. Maybe he's creating chaos on purpose, giving the Innies more opportunities to see the cracks in the system. And the performance review. Just another way to cover his tracks, to make it look like he's just as much a pawn as everyone else. Season 2, the mirror scene. Then there's the mirror scene in episode 6. Milchick stands in front of a mirror repeating the word grow to himself. Over and over. At first glance, it's weird, but think about it. Maybe this is his mantra, his reminder to keep pushing the boundaries, to keep helping the Innies even when it's risky. It's like he's psyching himself up, preparing for the next move. So what's Milchick's deal? If Milchick is secretly helping the Innies, why? What's his endgame? One theory is that he's playing both sides. On the surface, he's a loyal Lumon employee, making sure everyone stays in line. But in secret, he's giving the Innies just enough of a push. A tape here, a book there. A massive, life-changing event where someone learns they have a child. Maybe Milchick hates Lumon just as much as the Innies do. Maybe he used to be severed himself and fought his way back. Maybe he's just waiting for the perfect moment. The moment when the Innies have enough awareness, enough anger, and enough power to bring it all crashing down. Or maybe he just really, really hates his boss. Either way, one thing is clear. Milchick isn't just some corporate drone. He's something much more dangerous. And if this theory is right, he might just be the Innies' only hope of escape, salvation, or crucifixion, however the case may be. The end. Thanks for coming to Disturbing Images Storytime here at your local Mind Bang. I truly appreciate you tuning in to another vid of wild speculation by a guy stuck in his mom's basement. Who could that be? Come on, don't be so harsh. I do have a girlfriend. At least that's what I call her when she can't hear me. And my mom doesn't have a basement, so chew on that. If you like this, you might want to reevaluate some things. If not, low-five the like button and slide some skin over to the subscribe doohickey. You know he wants it. Thanks for checking out my dorky channel. Later days, dudes.